Hello, this is Alex from Lincoln Park Library, and today's How To Tuesday will be a paperback book turkey, which you can see on the right here. This was my final product after I had finished everything. So materials that you will need include a paperback book that you want to upcycle, and I suggest trying to find one that is a taller paperback if possible. You can still do it with a smaller paperback, but I think that it looks better and it's bigger with a taller paperback. But that's up to you, and that's based on, what kind of books that you want to upcycle or what you have. The next material is glue. So you'll need hot glue and a glue stick if possible. You'll also need a craft knife or an X-Acto knife if you have either of these. You might be able to use scissors at that point, but we'll get to that in a couple steps. And then markers also are optional if you want to add some color to your turkey. So for step one, using a paperback of any size, again, I suggest a taller one if possible. You're going to cut out the last 25 pages to use later. So that's when you would use your craft knife or your X-Acto knife, or you could use scissors. I don't think it's going to be as nice of a cut in the back. It's kind of hard for you to cut with scissors, right where the spine is. But if you don't have a craft knife or X-Acto knife, you can use scissors. So after those 25 pages are cut out, you will begin folding by taking the top right corner of the first page up here, and you'll fold it so that it lines up with the spine. And then you'll also want to crease this firmly right here. So make sure that crease is nice and crisp. You're going to do this with every single page of the book. And you can also do this with the front and back covers, or if you want to take the front and back covers off, you can also do that. For step two, once all of the pages are folded, the book should sit similar to the image on the right over here. So that's what it should look like once all of the pages are folded. You can note how I had hot glued the front and back covers to fit with the rest of the pages. So I had hot glued underneath this page where I had folded it, as well as a little bit onto the first page that it touched. And I did that for both the front and the back covers. Some people just rip the whole thing off, which is fine, but I just left them there because I felt like it made the turkey a little bit sturdier when it sat on a table. For step three, you can draw or print out an image of a turkey neck/head. So this can be printed from an attached PDF or drawn on an extra page, and then you want to glue the mirror copies together and then glue them to the middle of the book. So the reason why you have mirrored copies, you can see here's one on the left and then this is the right one, is so that from both sides of the turkey you can see the turkey head and it's not just on one side. For step four, this is when you have to make the feathers. So what you're going to do, this is when you use the glue stick, you are going to place a page in front of you, you're going to add a line of glue, and then you're going to roll this page into a cone-like shape. So here you can see here's a feather, and it's supposed to have kind of like a little triangular kind of top. So you want to repeat that until 22 are completed, and then the other 3 pages you save for other things. For step 5, this is after you've completed all of your cones. You want to attach them to the back of the book, and you want to use hot glue when you're doing this. So you want to attach them in an arc for dimension, and then you'll want to glue any feathers together that have gaps between them, just to make sure that they don't, fall away, or you can see here that there's a big gap, so I had to put some hot glue in between just so that it looked a little neater. For step 6, this is when you want to create the feather. So what you do is take 2 of the extra pages, you want to cut them into fourths so that they kind of look like a mini page. You just kind of glue them the same way that you did for the big feathers. So you put a line of glue on the long side and then you roll them into a cone. Then you're going to take 4 of them, hot glue them together, like this up here, and then you put them onto the turkey's body. You hot glue them on, and then you repeat that for the second wing. You should have one extra page left over, and that's just like an extra if you need to put maybe another one as a tail feather, or if something happens to one of these. It's just an extra just in case something happens and you need it. For step 7, this is kind of just an overview of what the turkey looks like from head on. So what you can do at the end, once all of your tail feathers are glued on, and once your little wings are glued on, you can color in the turkey if you want. So I decided, I can show you on the next page. So here it was without any color, and I just thought it was kind of hard to see that it was a turkey. It was kind of hard to see the face. I don't know, I just wasn't really into it, so I actually ended up coloring in some of my turkey's face and like some of the feathers that were on here, and I really liked the way that it looked. I felt like I could see the turkey's face better. I even thought about maybe coloring some of the tail feathers, but I couldn't figure out a way to do that once I had already, attached everything and they were in cones. So maybe if you're interested in adding color, I would do that throughout each step so that it's easier for you to see and do, because I think once you put it all together, it's really hard to add color onto these feathers and whatnot because of their shapes, and you don't want to mess it up or, dent it anywhere. So if you're interested in putting color on, I would definitely do that, in the earlier stages as opposed to at the end when it makes it a lot more difficult to do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you make some fun paperback turkeys. They're perfect for a Thanksgiving decoration. And, it takes a bit of time. It's a little more tedious than other how-to Tuesdays that I've done, but I think the end result is really, really cool. I get a lot of compliments and everyone seems to love it. So I definitely would recommend making one yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.